There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to scam Netflix.
At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
I want a real fight. So he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight. He got his advance, so there's no reason to...
The biggest contract controversy boxing has ever seen just exploded. Floyd Mayweather Jr. believed he could grab the cash and walk away, but Netflix just shut that idea down hard. What's unfolding right now could shake the entire fight game. Sources say Mayweather is facing serious consequences after attempting to pull out of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao. Insiders claim the penalty being discussed could reach an unbelievable $100 million. That figure isn't exaggerated, it's very real. From the beginning, the deal was reportedly airtight. Mayweather signed on for a legitimate professional bout. Netflix publicly confirmed the event. The venue was secured at Sphere in Las Vegas, and the date was locked. But then things started to shift at a public appearance. Floyd shocked reporters by saying the fight location wasn't finalized. Moments later, he dropped an even bigger twist.
We don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at. We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
He claimed the bout might only be an exhibition, not an official fight. That's where everything went wrong. According to insiders, that statement directly contradicted what he had already agreed to. Sources close to the situation say this instantly put him in violation of the contract. Pacquiao's side didn't stay quiet. Executives from his promotional team went public, making it clear there's no confusion here. This is a clear breach. They emphasized that Mayweather signed multiple agreements, and every single one specified a professional fight, not an exhibition.
This is black and white.
Oh, this is what Pacquiao manager said. If he's scared of Manny and does not want to put the record on the line in a professional boxing match, not only should he have never executed these agreements, but he should have just come right out and said because Manny ain't.
It gets even more serious. Reports suggest Mayweather received large upfront payments after signing those deals. When journalists estimated the advance to be in the millions, insiders hinted the real number could be far higher. So now the situation looks like this: he accepted the money, agreed to the terms, and is now trying to change the condition after the fact.
Yeah, there's a disagreement in terms of whether this is a real fight or an exhibition, but really that's really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently on the actual agreed upon terms of.
Some insiders say this isn't new behavior. They point back to the long negotiations before the first Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, where delays and shifting demands became a pattern. But this time, things are very different.
So what does this mean, and what's like a potential outcome for this case that's coming up? Well, the lawsuit could have some pretty serious implications, not only for Floyd's legacy, but also for how networks and advisors handle fights.
Now Netflix is involved, and they're not a traditional promoter. This is a global powerhouse worth hundreds of billions, backed by elite legal teams. They're not going to allow their biggest planned event to fall apart without consequences.
I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this.
The contract reportedly includes strict penalty clauses. If Mayweather fails to honor the agreement, the financial damages could reach into 9 figures, anywhere from $100 million to nearly $1 billion. And there's more. Every detail of the deal is documented: digital signatures, device tracking, IP records. This isn't something that can be denied or disputed easily.
The price ranges from 8 figures all the way to 9 figures that I'm able to get for exhibitions. And so why would I go out there and risk, fighting a top fighter when I can get the same amount of money for 3 rounds.
Pacquiao himself has spoken out. He confirmed that advance payments were already made and made it clear there's no excuse for backing away now. He also stressed that this was always meant to be a real fight, one that counts toward their professional records.
Saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to
those things.
fight. I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition.
Meanwhile, reports suggest Mayweather may already be under financial strain. There are claims of disputes with jewelers over unpaid luxury items, including balances exceeding $1 million. Another case reportedly involves partial payments on a much larger bill.
This is like one of the OG jeweler guys. This is like who everyone else gets their stuff from. And he told me, and I'm not going to say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really. Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like...
There are also allegations involving unpaid rent tied to a high-end apartment in Manhattan, with figures reportedly in the hundreds of thousands. For someone known as Money, the headlines paint a very different picture.
Also know for a fact that Floyd is operating at a deficit right now. He is not making money, he is spending money or losing money. It's not going well for Floyd.
Now imagine adding a $100 million penalty on top of all that. If Netflix enforces the clause, it could be a devastating financial hit even for someone of Mayweather's wealth. And according to insiders, Netflix isn't bluffing.
You know, multi-billion-dollar company officially announced that this would be a real fight at the Sphere. So, earlier this morning, I spoke to Jazz Mather, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he said it is absolutely a real fight. There's a signed contract. Mayweather signed it. It's in there. That it's a real fight that'll count on their records, and it's going to be at the Sphere. So, I'm not sure what Floyd is talking about. I don't know if Floyd got bad advice, but he's contracted, so it would be a breach if not. I don't see him turn.
Reports also suggest a deadline was given. Mayweather was required to confirm in writing that he would honor the contract. After that, a limited window was provided to fix the situation. If that deadline passes, the full penalty could be triggered. At the same time, preparations for the Sphere event are already underway. Every delay costs money, and those costs may also be added to any damages. There's another complication. Sources claim Mayweather may have agreed to other fights without proper approval, which could violate the terms of his Pacquiao deal, putting him in an even worse position.
Fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Pacquiao's camp is taking a firm stance. They've essentially said if Mayweather doesn't want to risk his undefeated record, he should admit it, because from their perspective, fear not, logistics may be driving this situation.
Pacquiao potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost.
Some analysts believe that could be true. Their first fight was competitive, and Pacquiao was dealing with injury at the time. Even then, he pushed Mayweather harder than expected. Now, years later, Pacquiao has remained more active, while Mayweather has mostly taken part in exhibition bouts. That difference could matter.
Mayweather, I think he just knows that. I think he preferred it to be an exhibition, and that just doesn't look good. That doesn't look like a guy who's going to be totally prepared and who's going to be mentally there, spiritually.
For Netflix, this event was meant to be a major statement. They're expanding into live sports, and after the success of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, they wanted this rematch to be even bigger. Turning it into an exhibition would completely undermine that vision.
The reports, Pacquiao and Netflix were under the impression that it was a real fight that would count. Like if Floyd won, he'd be 51-0. But Floyd's saying in a recent interview that's not.
The original Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight broke records across the board: pay-per-view buys, ticket sales, global attention. The rematch was expected to go even further, especially with Netflix offering it to its massive audience and staging it at the Sphere with cutting-edge production. But now, everything is at risk. Some believe Mayweather is trying to force a cancellation while keeping the advance money, but that strategy could backfire badly. If this goes to court, the financial consequences could be far worse than simply fighting.
I wonder what Netflix thinks about this. Like Netflix, which is throwing its resources behind it, which is putting a bunch of money into it, which is arranging reportedly for the Sphere to be the venue of choice for this fight. I gotta believe that Netflix is expecting this to be a real fight, because what is in it?
Pacquiao's team has backup plans. If Mayweather walks away, they're prepared to find a new opponent. Names like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. are already being discussed. Both would likely jump at the opportunity and wouldn't hesitate to sign a proper fight agreement. Meanwhile, the damage to Mayweather's image is already happening. After years of building an untouchable brand, he's now being criticized as someone avoiding risk and breaking commitments. Social media backlash is growing, and fans are starting to question everything.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
At this point, the message from Netflix is clear. Honor the contractor, face the consequences, because legally, experts say the case is straightforward. Signed agreements, upfront payments, and public contradictions all point in one direction. And if this ends in court, it may not just cost Mayweather money, it could reshape his legacy.